All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
To Your Eternity, Season 1, Episode 18.
All right, okay. We only have 3 episodes left in the show thus far.
Yep.
And, we're getting Tonari the hero.
That's right. She's
going back.
Now, good luck, girl.
Yep.
There are armed people with weapons and things like that and stuff, and you're one kid.
Yeah, so she's going to need, more people on the island to basically work with her.
Yeah.
So, otherwise this is going to be a bit dicey.
But at the very least, they would never expect you to come back.
No, I also don't think that she necessarily has to move quickly. There's a lot that she can, kind of assess about the situation before things go in that direction. Fushi, good luck. This is it's a pretty shitty situation.
Very, yeah. And I don't know how you'll get out of this necessarily, but you'll be able to figure something out.
Yeah,
right?
I like that Fushi also was kind of the hero there of no, take me, get them out of here.
Yep.
So they're okay.
Right.
So this is a big deal for Tonari, giving up basically what she wanted to go back and save him. I mean, she's growing on me slowly.
Yeah.
And this is meaningful progress. So let's see what Hayase also wants as well.
Oh, we know what she wants.
Yeah. But, all right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Okay, we got some really good Tonari focus this episode. We got ourselves a big fight, we got death, and then, Fushi's having to run away.
Right.
Yeah.
This episode had probably my favorite scene in the arc, with the campfire cave conversation.
Yeah, that was really good stuff.
That was really good stuff. I loved that. Right. It's because I haven't cared much about the plot of this arc, and the fact that they were able to basically be like, hey, both of us are just trying to get away. Okay, there's a storm, so we can't leave right now. All right, fine.
Let's have a one-on-one conversation.
Let's have a one-on-one conversation. Let's forget about the plot right now and just connect as people.
Seriously.
Thank you. Awesome. I love it.
Thank you very much.
I wish we had gotten this much sooner, right? Like that's good stuff. That's what this show does well, right? Of having those human connections. So let's see it.
Yep.
Cool.
And we see it here because Tonari has a very, very harsh environment that she's been shaped by.
Yep.
And she's wrestling with that. The idea that while in this environment she watched her dad,
whether he was a killer before or not,
after,
he certainly turned into one.
Yeah, in her mind, she forever changed her perspective of him.
Yep.
And what's interesting about this is that all the people on the island are, from her perspective in that regard, I would say she's right, for the most part, no different. A lot of them are murderers, killers, horrible people.
Or they're her.
Or they're her, exactly. Yeah. So, Fushi, what do you think about this?
Yep.
And we get some unique stuff from him. The idea that, well, he doesn't really have a concept for the idea of, some greater evil or greater good out there.
Right.
So, God, demons, and all that, what have you, it doesn't matter. It's just the idea of, no, it's all kind of relegated back to his experiences.
Exactly.
And stuff.
Because when it comes right down to it, who cares about cosmic struggles and stuff, when compared to the human struggles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. I like that we got her talking about not just her father, but the idea of she knew immediately upon seeing this that was her dad.
Right.
But
and
no.
Yeah, because it wasn't just the fact that he killed people, but the fact that she could tell that he enjoyed it, right? And
or he had a response after that she couldn't rectify.
Right. That seemed to her like he was enjoying it, and that's scary and completely breaks her previous mental image of her father.
I want to make sure you're remembering the part right though, because she said, "I don't know why he laughed." She was basically saying he laughed.
Oh, okay.
Why? I don't think she knew that she knew, but then when my dad was the one standing in the tournament, he was laughing.
Right.
I didn't know
how he
could laugh after killing people.
Right.
She doesn't have a grid still, even now, for what that response means.
Exactly, right. She does, it's So my interpretation of that is that it's she couldn't understand how he could enjoy killing people, but that's what she seemed to perceive.
Well, I know, but that's the thing, though, is that she says she didn't say how he could enjoy it. She said how he could laugh.
Well, okay,
and I think that there's a tension in the interpretations that's important to. Because I think it's a combination of the two. I think that she's saying what you're saying as well. I'm saying that she's also potentially additionally saying that, like, how, like, why, like, not what that response is, but like how that was the response. Like,
right,
how
exactly.
How are you physically able to even do that?
She had the father that she knew, and then she sees someone else, and and previously when she talked about it, and when she experienced it, it was almost like she was seeing a completely other person.
Yeah, which is really cool.
A different person, because she can't rectify the fact that the gentle, like, kind man that she knew would do something like this, right?
Yeah.
And because in some ways maybe it's safer for her to not be able to understand it, right? She doesn't, right? It's just the thing that she relegates to over there. She separates it from herself, and there you go, right?
Yeah. And then being able to
makes total sense.
Talking about this, Fushi provides another perspective. It wasn't because he was happy,
Sure.
He could become the island leader and he could save you. And she just kind of goes, yeah. But that's when it crossed my mind. Oh, this is how Dad killed Mom.
Right.
And I love that that's the way that it just blankets the entire existence of her father.
Exactly.
From then on.
That fear, basically, because she still doesn't necessarily know if her dad killed her mom or not.
Exactly.
But, maybe this is what it was. Maybe this is how it could have actually happened. And then there's that doubt of, I don't know that my dad. It's no longer a guarantee in my mind that my dad could never have killed my mom, right? And all these other people were saying that he did. So, oh shit. Yeah.
And I like that Fuchi then brings up, well, I'm just guessing. I just think the fact that your dad killed your mom and the way your dad killed in the tournament were two very different things. And then it's not about whether or not that's true. She says it's too late.
Yep.
When her father died, his daughter thought to herself, my father is a wife-killing lowlife.
Yep.
And I love that she switched into...
Talking about herself in third person.
Talking about herself in third person, yeah. Because that event was so... powerfully emotionally charged that she's almost separated herself from that event of who she was then.
And even crazy. The person that she used to be, right?
Yeah.
Because it's I have to completely rediscover myself, figure out who I am, because everything that I knew my entire life was shattered, right?
That's my
world,
father,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. And as a result of that, as sort of a defense against it, she now vilifies everyone else in the island by saying they're all the same, they're all scum because they actually put up with this kind of stuff. When if you think about it, you have been too, right?
Right, but she doesn't kill people though. She's actively made a point of how I don't kill people.
Right, she just brings people to the island where everyone kills people, It's, so, because, like, the whole thing of, like, hating the people that kill people, I get that, right? But then there was the part where she's like, they're either the people that kill people or they carry the tainted blood of those who do. Oh yeah, that's some internalized self-hatred right there.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, but great scene, great conversation. That's the kind of stuff that makes me care about characters and everything, right? So
because Tonari is one of those characters that, because of the way she was portrayed, I struggle to connect with her. Struggle a lot.
Yep.
It's episodes and moments like this that do a lot to endear us not to her because now we're seeing her in a positive light. It's because there's actually an element of her character's conflict that is,
right.
aiding and progressing the story, not just for her, but for other characters as well.
We're seeing her struggle and we're coming to understand her as a person, even if, that's not going to change the fact that
we don't
she
really
did a bunch
like
of
her.
Yeah, she did a bunch of really scummy things back then, right?
Yeah, I would say it's still one of those things where I don't really like her as a character for the most part, but I understand her way more now, and I do like her somewhat.
Right.
Like, I actually do have parts of her that I like now.
Yep.
And that's why I'm like, okay, cool. So this arc's going to keep developing her. That's fantastic. Can we leave? But then the episode's like...
Then the episode keeps going.
The episode keeps going, and we just have more and more reasons to just stay on the island.
Well, I don't know if I would even say reasons. Like, this arc in particular, and I think this second half of this episode is a great showcasing of just how contrived this arc is. Because the whole thing of the storm, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that is something that at least kind of logically makes sense, but it's still an act of God, and in this universe, the author is the God, right? So it's the author is saying, no, you can't leave here, right? Even though there's no reason for them to be on this island still. Yeah. Like, think about it. There's no reason. Everyone's leaving. Mm-hmm. They don't care about what's on this island. There's no one else here that they'd be trying to save or whatever. They already got those people off. That's it. Yep. Right? I was expecting when Tonari went out there and was like looking at the sea and everything, I was expecting for Hayase to just jump off the cliff and be like, haha, I got you, right?
Right.
And now, thankfully that didn't happen because that would have been even more contrived, right?
Really dumb.
That would have been really dumb. But instead they go for the thing of the knockers attack the village. Okay, I get the idea that when that happens, Fushi decides to go back and help the people.
Yes, I understand his reason
why
that
character decision makes sense. But it does not make sense to me whatsoever that the knockers would attack the village, that they could attack the village in that manner. This is basically a new development of the knockers' powers. We've only seen them as having the one core, and they can't replace that. They can't create it, because once you kill it, they're dead. Yep. But apparently these ones can, and instead of putting it into objects like they are able to do, they put it into people. And
which
then
feels to me more like we wanted a
cool zombie visual apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, this is the idea that the kids come back and to help them, right? That still kind of potentially makes sense from a certain point if you want to have these characters make that decision of, we're not going to leave Tonari to go back there by herself, right? I get that. But here's the problem I have with it.
Yeah.
These kids grew up on an island and survived on an island without adults helping protect them, where everyone kills each other.
Yeah.
If you're going to have your world be one where it's this gruesome, these kids should also understand that. So if they are going to knowingly go back and all die, because of course they die, they're kids going back into a zombie apocalypse, there's no way they'd be able to fight these things better than the grown adults can.
Yeah.
Of course they die. But then why do the kids make that decision? They would know that they would die if they went back and did something like that. I mean, they don't know that the knockers are attacking.
There's a zombie apocalypse.
Right, but it's just another contrivance to make it so that you can have these characters that, let's face it, we don't even care about. We're just starting to care about Tonari die.
And the one that I slightly remotely cared about, Mia, was the obvious, big, shocking, violent, brutal kind of moment there. Yeah. I don't even really know the names of half of them, other than because of this episode they kept screaming them at each other.
Exactly.
I really feel like the issue with this arc is that it's too no. I don't want to go into the hard details, but basically they're giving us these characters, these kids, for instance, and Tonari.
Yeah.
And the time spent that should be helping us care about them more is not affecting me.
Nope.
It's not affecting me at all. I wish it was. I wish it was, because I love the idea of Tonari leaving the island and actually just sticking around Fushi and growing up with him. Yep. I think there's a lot of really, really cool development that could happen there, especially seeing Tonari in a new environment.
Right.
But no, we keep finding reasons to just stay on the island.
And again, they could have just left. It's and then on top of that, when the kids were dying, I felt nothing, not just because I didn't care about the kids, but even the scene itself wasn't framed in a way that felt tense, right? Like the whole thing of, oh no, she fell down, and they're all like happy and cheerful as all of this stuff's happening. We'll go back to save her. Oh no, she got stabbed. What are we going to do? We have to run for 6 minutes to get away from these things that are burrowing in the ground.
Oh,
right?
We teleport. We're instantly there.
Yeah, we're instantly there. We have the break. Okay, cool. It's something. Yeah. There was a slight vibe that I got in some of the earlier segments of this of the season where it felt like it was banking too hard on the gruesome, awful things happening rather than the characters and how they felt about that, and kind of trying to squeeze a bit too much out of it. And I feel like this is where that becomes way more apparent, right? Yeah, exactly. Obvious. You can have a little bit of that, and that can be okay, right? But
And this doesn't have anything to do with the subject matter of it being like kids dying.
Right.
Don't care really.
Like if you're gonna do that, you could totally do that and have it just be like a oh shit, right?
Yeah, but also
just
casual death, and it's just like, oh god, well I guess we just have to run. Right. Yeah, which it kind of ended up happening, and that I actually really liked the bit of the guy being like, no, go on, I've got this. Fushi turned into something small, grabs him, eats him up, and he just hopes that the owl catches him. That's a cool plot convenience, like, sequence of things that makes it all work out, because that bird can still fly after getting hit with the arrow.
Yeah, that bullshit aside.
I'm like, good, get out of here. Go away.
Right. But then on top of that, like, I felt more like, oh god, when I saw the pregnant dead lady get turned into a zombie than any of the kids getting killed. There are other kids. Well, no, all the kids got sent off the island. Okay.
No, that's why the knockers, I believe, are possessing the corpses, is that it's the largest group of people huddled together on the island left.
No, right. But I guess there were ways that you could have had this, because the kids, meta standpoint, were brought back to basically make this scene gruesome. Yeah. But if you want to have the knockers make a zombie horde and everything, you can totally have ways to make it gruesome, like the pregnant dead lady getting possessed.
Oh, yeah.
You could have the child crawl out of her belly, or something like that, right? Like you could have all
kinds
of
something that they wouldn't actually.
Sure, maybe that'd be taking it a bit too far, right? But you can do that kind of stuff without this.
Well, I think that's the thing. I am not upset about the content here. I am not upset about the gruesomeness of it.
Right.
Like you, I didn't feel that much tension. I actually felt like, oh, cool, the cast is about to get a lot smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm serious, y'all. I
decrease
really,
the surplus population.
I really felt like this was a tension moment, kind of like a joke that doesn't land with the audience.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like...
But it gets dragged out.
And am I supposed to, like, care here?
Like...
It's something where I feel like it's really, really important to understand that we're consuming fiction here, y'all. Obviously, this idea, if this was happening in reality, is horrible.
Right.
But one of the points of fiction and this kind of medium and art and what have you is to immerse you into the story.
Yeah.
And this arc has failed that for me. I don't feel immersed really much at all outside of the quieter moments with Tonari and Fushi this episode.
I also wonder if the reason that this is happening is because they do want Tonari to hang around with Fushi, but the cast would be too big because Tonari might still hang out with, her Goonies squad.
Yeah, taking away the reason for her to choose that. Which, again...
Which is just less agency for your characters, which means it means less, and then you don't have the emotional moments of her maybe needing to say goodbye to the Goonies squad.
Maybe she'll do it, maybe she'll do it after there's only two of them left,
Sure.
And it's the thing of, like...
It made clear in no uncertain terms that, like...
And it's the opposite. It's that maybe Tonari stays with Fushi, like, I need to protect him from this.
But please don't.
But they're like, no, we cannot go with you.
Sure.
We don't want to die.
Yeah.
We don't want to go deal with this. And that's her powerful moment, is that she's like, come what may, it doesn't matter. I'm used to death. I'll get over it. And that could be really cool. Again, this show still has 2 episodes to redeem its direction, in my opinion, by just ending this arc.
Right. Also, the other thing that I thought was kind of strange, if they had, if the town being attacked was 20 minutes away from them, even if the knockers had developed enough intelligence to try and bait Fushi back, why would they think that if he's way over there that he would actually know that this is going on? Like... Yeah.
They're not doing that.
They were just about to leave. Like the mantra of this arc has been, why don't you just leave? Like for Fushi, not necessarily for the other kids and stuff, right? And then we finally got the opportunity for that to happen after the storm and all of that shit. And nope. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I still have hope. I still really feel
the cave conversation was good.
Yeah, I still really feel like if we can clear the things away, a lot of the chaff of this story. I'm glad Hayase wasn't involved in this episode, because she's probably going to be involved in the next one. But let's just get Fushi.
Yeah.
And
let's go back to the roots of what made this show so awesome.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's leave.
Blank slate and just...
Let's leave. Let's go into the wilderness.
Yep.
Say goodbye to Pioran, maybe, Yeah. But, like, other than that,
Yeah, she's too old to deal with knockers. You know.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Fine.
But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.